know, based on what I see of a COLA at 2%, whereas in the prior 4 of the 5 years, it was below 2% to accommodate the merit pay. So the most you could get. So I see this as increasing expenditures in the salary line. I just want to know if that is correct.
Yeah, if you're increasing COLA from 1.5 to 2, you're increasing employee pay. But the point I'm trying to make is to really try to treat COLA and the performance pay model separate.
I understand that we're going into budget, and I'm just, in other places, they've frozen the CPI, at all. You don't get a COLA because of budget. So as we're going into budget, my question is, we're potentially, by voting for this, you're not lowering, in the past, all the programs that I've been here for, we've lowered the COLA to adjust so that you never were, we weren't incurring extra costs. We were just basing it on a merit system. But now this is a change that we would be doing COLA at 2% plus the merit, yes.
Well, my proposal is not anything about COLA. The only reason I mentioned COLA was just to mention.
But they're linked.
So if you approve the plan tonight, just know by approving it, you are not making a final decision on COLA.
I know you
You
told me
do that during the budget wrap-up. Okay, I just want to make sure that's clear to everyone.
But they're linked, and they always have been. In 2016, when we adopted the program, that's what we did. We lowered COLA. They were together to increase for merit. So separating it, yeah, technically we can do that, but they're linked. It's how much you're going to increase your salary line based on those two factors. Trustee Warren.
And Trustee McKay.
And then, Trustee McKay. Sorry about that.
But we decide on COLA every year, so we could decide right here, in a year, at a year, blah, 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 blah. If we go with, if we switch to giving CPI based on previous year, we have that data, which I think is a really good idea, and then we have the purview whether to grant that or not, or freeze it for a year. And then we can still have this program in place.
Trustee Warren.
So putting COLA aside for now, would it be, and maybe I'm just not following this getting late, but would it be fair to say that this change is budget neutral?
Okay. So because I know your point, right? So this is why I'm pausing, because I'm trying to articulate this correctly.
Unless you lower the COLA, it could be
If COLA remains 1.5%, remains 1 from 2017 or from 2018 to 2019.
Yeah, you just
Then
use
yes.
2% as an example.
But if I compare, let's just compare the 4% to up to the 1%. Yes.
Okay, so, and then depending on what you do with COLA.
Right, it's all a question of what you do with COLA, but the 4% of the merit, or of the, I don't want to call it merit, performance pay model versus the up to 1% merit every year, that is budget neutral.
Okay.
But having a merit pay is not necessarily budget neutral unless you tie it to COLA.
Unless you lower the COLA, right?
Right, which we could still keep it separate, but happen to always lower it so that it remains neutral.
I think
I'm just saying that that's an option that a board has every year.
So I am not interested in increasing our expenses, so I had mentioned that I'd like to take them together, just because then, if you adopt one, then you're not sure if you say yes. I like the program, but I would like to adopt it so that it's cost neutral. And so I'll vote no if that's, just because they're not linked and we've done that in the past. So it's a little bit of a change. Trustee Maher.
Yeah, we still don't have our health insurance premium increase. It's overall compensation. I'm linking it directly to CPI. Some of these past years when it's been different percentages, there's been changes in the pension contribution, there's been health plan design changes. It's not, I would not link it to the CPI. It's what, it's appropriate to maintain and stay up. But there's other factors in the compensation package.
Do we have all the information we need? I guess I'm hearing that a lot of things are linked together, including health. We do with COLA. Is this something we can decide tonight, or is this?
I think just asking, do we want to set up this 4 or 5 year merit cycle to get this 0.25% average increase?
Yeah,
It's just that. That's all you're asking for.
And I feel comfortable, I would support that.
I just want to say, I understand that, I'm just making the point that because we have in our proposed budget a 2% COLA, and because this is cost, I guess, neutral if you want to separate them, and because healthcare is going up, in general, if you're looking to reduce the expenditure of salary line without laying off people or eliminating positions, this will increase it. The combination, now, we can always change that, like you're saying, Trustee McKay, when we get to budget, but know in your
But
vote
we
that
have to-
this is, if
We have
everything
to-
stays the same, that we're increasing that line.
Yeah, so that each year, so the other way to explain it, if I may.
Yep.
Is to say, understand that if we adopt this tonight, then each year, we need to look at COLA, healthcare, and overall compensation, and budget impact separately.
Together.
I mean,
Well,
we can-
together, but they're separate pieces, but we balance it all.
I mean, we can do that as part of budget, right? We're going to
Exactly,
actually
yeah.
do this as part of budget.
Right, for that matter, on the 22nd, somebody could make a proposal to reduce COLA to 1.25%.
I wanted to
Yes,
say about
Trustee Miller.
COLA, I mean, we actually, unless you want to unlink public safety or police union from everybody else, which I know we have done in the past,
Oh,
but otherwise, we're kind of boxed in on COLA. I mean, they come and tell us this is what
I
it
would
is.
separate
And
them.
unless you want to say, okay, we're going to give general employees less of a COLA than the police officers, then we don't really have much discretion.
What have we done in the past?
Thank you, I forgot that.
Yeah.
They're
A
not
lot
the
of-
same.
Well, a lot of times, I mean, for Becky, I don't know if you want
Fire
to
was 2.5,
add in this, but, well, typically,
ours was 1.6.
I know when Chris is here, Chris would always try to do the same COLA for the union as for,
If you,
and since I've been here, it's been the same between you.
so in 2017, it was 1.6, and fire was 2.5. Just wanted you to know.
Fire's on our
Right.
Yeah.
union, it's,
And I think
I'm just talking about the
two.
police union.
Okay, it was 1.6. All right,
I'll make a motion to approve merit pay program with the exception that stipends will not, to not include stipends for employees at the top of the pay range.
Steven second.
I would like to amend it to wait on voting on the program until we see all the aspects that hit that salary benefit line. All right, motion fails. So we have a motion and a second. Yes, Tyler?
Just for clarification, do you want to add in the clause about the needs improvement for, if you get one at 2%?
Yes, I do. Yeah,
Okay.
including 2%,
Are you
you get
okay?
1 year of needs improvement.
Okay.
I second.
And you're okay with that,
Thank you
Henry?
for pointing that out.
All right.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Nay. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you for not deferring me.
I know.
You
Oh, I'll see you later. I do really appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, all right.
Well done.
You waited
I
long
think we
enough.
are deferring
Hopefully we've
items.
read it 2 or 3 times.
So can there just be a motion to refer item 9C until 10:15? I mean, October 15th? No, I was gonna say, we're way past 17. Okay, is there a second?
Is there a second?
Thank you.
All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Reports of
Motion
village,
to adjourn.
Motion second.
really, we haven't done village reports for gosh sakes in like 5 meetings, but that's the will of the Lord. You sure?
Withdrawn.
Okay.
Do you have to withdraw your second?
Oh,
No, you don't. Okay.
She withdrew the motion,
So
so.
we all have to agree. There's a motion second. All right, let's, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
What's the motion?
To adjourn. Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay. Motion fails. So that's the proper way to do it. So for reports of village officials, I don't have, in my first village president, I don't have anything significant. Just that the fire department's budget came in at 2% for fee increases. The county did a presentation. They are struggling to fill like, I don't know, $23 million gap. They did mention about fire, or the radios that we just purchased, that we got an increase of $3 per radio for just maintenance, to fill a gap that they have for buying the system, but in 10 years, they have notified us, that they will not replace it, that municipalities will be on their own. So that is gonna be an expense that in the long-range plan for next year, we probably should look at just seeing how that would play out. And, I think that's it for now. So then we have village trustees, is there any report? Trustee Michael.
October 6th is the Fish and Feather Festival at Hubbard Park, and in the morning, Friends of Estabrook is sponsoring a river cleanup, and I think they need volunteers for that. Also on October 6th, the Shorewood Women's Club is having a rummage sale, so everyone should, there'll be lots of things to do on October 6th. And I did just want to make a report on the Planning Commission approval of the Cortisone Daycare Center that initially the Planning Commission said no, and it came back the next month, and I think the deciding factor was that the operator agreed to have satellite parking for employees, and either employees will either take public transportation or park somewhere else. He said he already had a location, and there'll be a van to transport employees. So I think that's, you know, I mean, it was a positive for, I think, the village to have this daycare opportunity, but it is generally something that I think staff, planning and development department is going to need to be keeping an eye on. And as I mentioned earlier, I think we may want to talk about another resident congested area to protect the neighborhoods from employees parking on those neighborhood streets.
Okay, does anybody else have a village report? Trustee Bachhorst?
Oh, yeah. My work schedule and the marketing leadership committee schedules do not align. So there's another committee out there for you guys. So please let the president know if you're interested in being the trustee liaison, or actually a sitting member of the leadership committee.
I can go.
All right, Trustee McCabe will cover. Good.
Unless, I don't want to, did anybody else
I
want
would-
to do that?
All right, I will formally just put that in.
If you get more than one offer, you can.
Oh, yeah, no, that's okay. I just want to make sure.
Stand up.
I've never done this change. Yes, so we're doing this, okay. Anybody else? All right, seeing none, we will now entertain a motion to adjourn. Or no,
Wait,
village manager?
village manager.
Sorry, anything from the village manager?
No, not at this time.
Did I find anybody else? All right, items for future agenda? Trustee
Are we
Mark.
talking about the budget at all in 15th, or?
Yeah, we
Yes.
Okay, good.
But don't we have
Well, do we need to talk about within the scope of your regular meeting? Because there were two items that were noted to cover tonight that were not able to be accomplished. The first, which was review of the tin budgets, and the second was the debt schedule. But both of those would be fairly straightforward.
Can we move on to starting on the list on the
Review the list?
I think we're gonna need to evaluate that agenda to see if there is sufficient time to do that. I don't think that there will be based upon some of the other items that you may have on the agenda.
I wanted to just throw out an idea of, once we get, because we have a pretty extensive list of people rating like 1 to 5, with 1 being, no, I would never vote for this, and 5 being, yes, I can really see voting for this. And if we can get this done before the meeting and like actually calculate out the numbers, and I mean, not that we necessarily wouldn't still go through voting and discussing, but maybe this.
You're saying be prepared.
No, maybe this way, well, first of all, it would force all of us to go through and really think about what we're willing to do to get to whatever number we want to get to. And Mark sent it to us in an Excel, so we can do that. And secondly, I think it just might be a good preparation, like if you see, oh, here's a really low number, maybe I really like this, but nobody else does. You know, it might help us to move quicker through that decision-making process. So I just throw that out there. It's a little bit of homework to do, so.
I like that idea.
Do you want us to compile that for you prior to the 22nd?
Yeah, I think that would be great.
Okay, so we'll get out that information. I think that's a great suggestion. Thank you.
So you'll have to figure out when we need to get back to you.
I'd be glad to follow up on that. I think that'd be very helpful.
What if we have a different revenue idea or a different expenditure reduction? Can we include that on a separate Excel?
Well, I mean,
if we can't get to turn.
I think we should, okay, how about when, once we finish, we'll have an open for any other ideas that have not been presented to the state and budget, so that we do have, so that the list is definitive. Because we do have to cut it off at some point, say, okay, this is it.
Well, like the vacancy factor, we're waiting on that information, so just, can I put that in there?
Yeah.
Okay,
If we get information on it.
right.
I thought I'd asked to add to the list the transportation parking study, it's just on the list, I didn't see it on the list.
Didn't we already vote on that? I mean, or prioritize that, or?
No, we didn't.
That's not binding.
No, I understand, are we gonna rehash, we're gonna rehash
Just
this?
like we're looking at.
$90,000.
Did we already adjourn? No, we did not.
Like
Your motion
already
failed,
Anne. That was really great.
Let's not put it on the list, it should be on the list.
Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Yeah.
Do I have a second?
A second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.